Welcome to my review for A Working Man, and this is a Jason Statham movie. And I do believe it's the same director that made The Beekeeper, which is also a Jason Statham movie. Now, this movie, it's not as good as The Beekeeper. By the way, I love The Beekeeper. That is actually a good movie. I do recommend you guys watch that movie. It's pretty good. But this movie, it's not as good as The Beekeeper, but still it's a decent watch. So what this movie is basically about, it's basically he's a retired Marine, and basically now he's working construction, and his boss's daughter gets kidnapped, and he has to try to save her. Now, when it comes to the action scenes, you know the action scenes are going to be pretty good because Jason Statham is a real martial artist, so you know his hand-to-hand combat's going to be really good, and you know the use of weapons and stuff like that. It's actually really good. But the thing is about this movie is that there are certain parts in this movie where it really slows down and it gets kind of boring, which kind of, I want to say this movie is bad. It's decent. It's an average movie. I put it that way. It's an average movie. Like it did hurt the film a little bit with this really slowed down where like it slows down, like it picks up a lot and then all of a sudden it slows down a lot. And it like feels like it almost kind of drags. And when that usually happens, the big slowdowns is when he's not doing his task, like when he's not exactly actively looking for the girl he's supposed to rescue. It's more like the sub when it talks about the subplots, like with his daughter and stuff like that, with other issues like legal issues that he has. And those scenes is where it really slows down. And some of the scenes where some of the enemies, when there's like some enemies, like some scenes with the Russians, even that kind of slows down. So that's where so there are like really bad slowdowns. But when there's action, like around the action, when he's like really trying to look for this girl, that's when he really picks up again. So that's the thing about this movie. Now, about the Russians, the actors that they chose, I think they did a really good job to portraying these type of characters because they are psychopaths. You can tell because there are points in this movie like you have a daughter you won't understand. You know what I mean? Because they're psychopaths. They don't feel empathy, right? So I did like the route that they went to with the storytelling here. And for a movie like this, the story is decent, but it's just it had, I think, I would say pacing issues, like I said, with the slowdowns and then he picks up again. Yeah, it's more like pacing issues rather than story issues, if that makes sense. But as I mentioned before, the action scenes are really good, because Jason Statham, like I said, he's a real martial artist, You can actually see that he is, in his movies. You can tell. If you've seen his movies, you know what I'm talking about. And, he doesn't let you down here. He does his action scenes very well in this movie. And, with these type of movies, they're testosterone movies, like male empowerment, like one guy takes on 20 enemies, it's very testosterone heavy movies. Like it is an action movie after all. So now, do I recommend this movie? Yes. But only to people that love action movies, like the testosterone action movies, like back when they used to make in the 90s and 80s, those type of movies, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Van Damme, those type of movies. If you like those type of movies, then you are gonna like this movie. You are gonna like it. But if you're one of those people that don't like those type of movies, like you want something like heavy story and stuff like that, then probably this movie is not for you. But yeah, like I said. Action movies. If you are into action movies and like heavy action movies, yeah, go out and watch this. I think you'll like it. But anyway, that's enough from me. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And yeah, thank you for watching.